Hello. So, how have things been since last session?
They've been all right. I mean, still having a hard time getting past it. I don't know. I just feel like he still comes home late, and I still get nervous that he's not where he's supposed to be. I don't know. I'm just some days are good. Like, we had a really nice dinner the other day, and that was nice. But I don't know. I don't know yet.
So, Kevin, how does it make you feel when you hear her say,
She's crazy.
when you say crazy, what do you mean crazy?
Oh, why wouldn't I be where I'm supposed to be? What does that mean?
Because the last time you said you were supposed to be somewhere and you were at some girl's house, you weren't home, and you weren't at your office.
But that's not every time.
How many times have you done this?
It's not every time.
So, I notice when you're responding, you're facing me. So, could you face Sandra a little bit as you're responding to her?
It's not every time.
I don't believe you.
So
That's why I don't face her.
let's introduce a technique that may be helpful for all of us. I have these objects here. Sandra, let's start with you. This is what we call sculpting. And in sculpting, it gives us kind of like a visual aid to some of the dynamic that is going on within the family. So, Sandra, if you could take two items, one to represent yourself and one to represent Kevin, and place them as to the dynamic that's going on right now.
So just
How you
place
feel.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
So, which stone represents yourself? And which stone represents Kevin? Okay. Is there a particular reason you chose the larger stone as Kevin?
Well, I feel like he makes me feel small and insignificant. So he tries to make it seem like my problem doesn't matter to him. My feelings about him seeing someone else when, he was supposed to be home is very insignificant. When I matter, I'm here all the time, waiting for him, with food on the table. There's really no reason for him not to come home. And then he wants to make it so much bigger than what it is. For me not to, he lessens my concerns and my issues. And he makes it that his problems, as so grandiose as his ego may be, he still likes to put me down. It feels like I'm being put down. And then with him saying, like, that's why I don't tell her. Well, I'm trying here. That's why we're here. Like, I'm trying and I want this for us. I want to make this better. But he's too big of a man to try and face this with me.
So, Kevin, when you hear Sandra say those things, how does that make you feel?
Shocked. Really shocked. I didn't know that she felt this way.
And Sandra, how does it feel to express those feelings?
It's better now to get it off of my chest. I feel like I've said it in so many other ways, but maybe this was a way to say it without really yelling at him.
And the space here, does that signify anything? The distance between the two stones?
Yeah, the distance between us. For sure. I mean, damn, I even noticed that started here. And as I got angry, I pushed him away.
So, Kevin, seeing that representation, how does that make you feel?
It looks familiar. Looks really familiar. Looks like something that we do pretty often. Looks like every time she yells and gets upset, we move further apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, in this area here, I want you to pick 2 stones. One representing yourself, and one representing Sandra. Okay. Any meaning behind the choice of stone?
I don't see us as one big monster and one little me. I see us as almost equal. See us as both 2 people trying to learn how to live life and make this relationship work.
Okay.
There is some distance here, but it's not a lot of distance.
Sandra, how does that make you feel, that representation of Kevin sculpting?
I mean, I like that he sees us as equal, as kind of the same. I see a massive difference from what he's chosen from what I've chosen. I feel like I have put on a lot of blame on him, but we both want the same thing, I guess. We want this to work.
So let me ask you both, in using each of your representations, sculpt for me, or place the stones in a position that you see things in 5 years, if things continue the way they are and get worse. What would that look like? Yeah, if things got worse, what would your sculpting look like? And Kevin, the same. In 5 years, what would yours look like? Okay, so let's start with Sandra. What does that representation mean?
Oh, we had a better idea of putting it back in the stack. Yeah, I guess moving on. Letting the person be on their own. Because if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. If it continues, I can't continue to sit here and hope that this works.
And Kevin, you placed the stone back in the pile. What does that mean for you?
About the same. It means moving on. It just means that, one of us is going to have to make a decision to leave.
Okay. Now let me ask you, if in the same 5 years, if things were to get better, things were to get well, what would your sculpting look like?
Pick a different rock.
Sure.
I had to pick a different rock because I didn't want to put so much blame on him anymore. I want things to get better. I don't want him to be a monster to me.
Okay. Kevin, in 5 years, what would it look like if things were to get better? Well,
I feel the same way. I feel that 5 years, if things got better, we would get closer.
So, what would be some ways that we could collaboratively get things to represent these two sculptures?
Well, she needs to stop accusing me.
I need you to be home when you say you're gonna be home.
See, she sounds like my mom. She's trying to be a mother to me instead of, be there for me.
What do you want me to do? I'm nervous that you'll go off and do it again.
When you say it, you're referring to
Sleeping with another woman.
The one time. And she won't let it go.
Why should I when I felt like I've been doing everything right?
Cooking dinner and nagging me is not doing everything right.
What do you want from me?
I don't know. I want you to stop nagging me. Stop accusing me of doing things that I'm not doing.
Well, I don't know what to do if you're not home.
So, Kevin, when you're not home, is there a reason?
I could be at work or in traffic. Maybe stop at the store. She doesn't even consider that.
So, do you communicate with her when you're stuck in traffic or you make a stop?
Why am I going to communicate with her? She's not my parent.
No, but I'm your wife.
Yeah, but I didn't get into this to have a parent tracking me and what I'm doing.
So,
I don't track her.
I haven't cheated on you.
does she communicate with you if she's not home when she's supposed to
We're
be?
two different people. We think differently.
Naturally.
Yeah. So, I don't communicate the same. She's got to accept that.
So, express to her what you need from her. What would you like to see done differently?
I want her to stop nagging me. I want you to stop nagging me. And I want you to trust me. And if I'm not home on time, call me and see where I am.
Isn't that nagging?
No, it's not nagging. It's not nagging.
I can try that.
Okay, and Sandra, what would you like to see Kevin do differently?
I don't know. Maybe show a little more appreciation. Kind of feel, and I can see it being a lot of my nagging, pushing him away, but I still feel like, I put in so much effort and sometimes I don't feel loved anymore.
So, Kevin, when you hear her say she doesn't feel loved anymore, how does that make you feel?
Well, that was represented with The Rock. I think it's a bit dramatic.
How so?
I think that she's immediately goes to the worst thing versus, I don't know. I don't think that way when she nags me.
The thing is, with you cheating that one time, it feels like there must have been something that I did wrong. And there must have been a lack of love for you to not want to be there with me.
So that sounds like your problem.
Sounds like your problem too.
Also.
Because if you went off with someone who's not me, clearly, you're not showing any kind of love for me or even second thought to say, maybe I shouldn't be sleeping with this person. Maybe I should go home to my wife.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. And that's the dramatics.
I don't know what you want me to say.
So, how would you describe what happened?
I wouldn't describe it. Yeah. I just want to move on. I just want to move on with her. That's all I want to do. And I want her to trust me.
That'll take time.
So, what things are you doing to strengthen that trust?
I know what I'm doing when I'm not around her. But she has to learn on her own to trust me.
How can I know that you're doing something when I don't see it? Like, I don't understand. I want some clarity. I want to be sure.
How can you see it?
Yeah, I'm asking you. How can I see something that you're not doing in front of me?
I have no idea. Tell her how she can see it. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. How can she see it?
Would you be willing to
Have her follow me all the time?
No. Strengthen the communication, like we mentioned earlier. If something comes up at work or if you're in traffic, a call, a text, just so that you all on the same page.
Yeah, I could do that. I don't mind doing that. But that's not going to ease her mind.
I think that would be helpful to me. Actually. You know, if you're running late, let me know. I think maybe that can reduce my nagging. I'll let you have your space. I want this to work. I don't want to drive him away.
How often do you all just have like a date night where it's just you two?
You never had that.
Never.
Since we got married, we've focused so much on our own careers. It's been really difficult.
So would you both be willing to carve out time during the week where you put work aside and just do something enjoyable for you both where it's just the two of you?
I would be willing to.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the things that you both enjoy?
God, it's been so long.
Yeah, I don't remember.
We can try those escape rooms.
We could.
Yeah.
Okay.
They sound like fun. We've always really been adventurous. I remember when we were dating, it was always fun to go hiking, to just go play outside, kick a ball around. We're very much more of an outdoorsy couple, but now it's just office work.
Yeah.
Our own careers.
So we all agree that moving forward, we're going to carve out a special time during the week when both schedules align to do something fun.
Yeah, I want to.
I'm up to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything to change this separation.
Is it possible that we can, make sure? I don't know. I don't want to nag you or bother you into it, but make sure that those you do let me know when you're going to be late, and I'll do the same if for any reason you need that from me. I'll let you know when I'm going to be late. We can, I don't know, find a way. So I want this.
So do I. I can communicate. I can call you, let you know when I'm going to be late. I can do that. But you have to trust me.
I'm trying. I'm working on it.
When she says she's working on it, it doesn't feel very good. I don't feel very confident that she'll ever get through it and get past it.
Well,
But she's willing to make an effort. And you are as well.
Well, when you say making an effort, it sounds like we're separating again.
Is that how it sounds to you?
Yeah.
no, I don't see it that way. I think we're working on ourselves, working on our relationship together. I think we've gone through this really bumpy part of our relationship, and I think effort is what we need. And trying and continue to try and possibly fail again, but keep trying. And I don't want you to think that I'm not being sincere.
Yeah. I just want you to be able to trust me.
Yeah, me too. I trust you a lot, and I'm sorry that you don't feel that. I do trust you. I just, maybe this communication will help. If you run late, let me know.
So this intervention that we introduced, how do you feel about that process?
Who first, me?
Either one.
Okay. I guess it was interesting to see how I see myself and how I would see you. Like, it wasn't an initial thought to go to those. It was like, that's what I wanted to do. And then you're asking me to describe them. I'm like, oh wow, there's actually meaning behind this. And then I'm sad to see where I placed our rocks, but I'm hopeful that we can get here, where we're almost equal. I couldn't find the rock. And closer together.
Yeah, it's the most we've talked in a long time without her yelling.
That's true. Sorry.
It's kind of shocking to see where she placed the rocks, and then that she had the biggest rock, and then her as the smallest rock. Yeah. Really opens up your eyes as to, or open up my eyes as to, how she really sees things, which is different than the way that I see things.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, when I did it first, I had expected him to place our rocks much further apart. It's nice to see that he still has some hope.
So in the end, you both had rocks of similar size and closer proximity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that speak to the goal of becoming on the same page?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think the fact that we ended in a way that kind of seems uniform, he has similar rocks, I have similar rocks, and now they're closer together. It means to me that we're working towards the same goal. We want the same thing for each other, and the thing that we don't want is to not have that other rock next to each other. I think that's nice.
I would agree. I'll remember this rock. I guess the goal of getting closer, putting the two rocks closer, is what I remember.
When you say remember, what do you mean?
So when I'm going to run late, and I'm not going to be home, and she thinks that I should be home or expects me home, I'm definitely going to call her, communicate more often, because I'm going to remember the goal is for the rocks to be together, not further apart.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really nice.
I was going to say, I noticed that made you smile. Something.
Yeah, that was really nice. Because sometimes I feel like he doesn't listen to me, and I can understand now, and, that I nag him too much, and our conversations have been full of yelling on my end, and I understand that. I get it. But it sounds to me like he's picking it up, and we're on a place where we can say, okay, we're in this together. We're gonna work on this together, and I guess maybe hearing what I had to say out here and not me yelling at him was helpful. And being here as a facilitator allows that to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
So was this intervention helpful for you all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the visual aid of how we feel is helpful.
Very helpful.
To each other. I can't say anything else about it, because seeing how he sees us helps me a little bit. He holds me as an equal. That's awesome.
Yeah. Even though she sees me as this big bully here, which I didn't know, but that explains why she does a lot of yelling, because she's yelling at a big bully.
Oh, I changed it. We're almost the same size now.
Yeah.
So what I'd like is we're going to mount these on a little board so that you can both take these with you, and throughout our therapeutic process, you can